Well, the recent crime stats paint a very grim picture once again, but many times victims are told their cases are closed or have gone cold due to insufficient evidence. Is this due to a lack of evidence or actually a lack of police capacity and ability? Well, eNCA's Heidi Giokos takes a closer look.
No matter how big or small a crime may be, victims hope police make inroads and arrest the perpetrators. But one expert says often there isn't sufficient evidence or police are not equipped enough to further investigate.
Issues that the police face are really sort of at two different levels or two different layers. The first is that many are demoralized in the work that they do. And much of that has to do with the fact that they don't have the tools to do the work that they're doing. So, when we talk about, again, fingerprint collection or collecting forensics, those things have been underfunded in the police for a really long time. So we can't blame police officers when they say, as you mentioned, that there aren't vehicles to respond to emergencies or that there aren't the basics for them to do their jobs. In that sense, you're really then asking them almost to do the impossible without the tools that are necessary for them to do what they're doing. That said, I do think that it's also a deeply institutional issue as well. Essentially where the police see themselves, because there's this large wave of crime and there's a constant high level of crime in the country, kind of see themselves as then only responding to the most serious or the most severe, or then responding even to the most high profile cases only. What that does is that it eventually degrades.
Cases are either closed or go cold, leaving the victim with decreased confidence in the police. Sometimes it could even boil down to police not being interested in the case, which leads to poor investigations.
A lot of laziness is why things don't go in the right direction. So you have the wonderful situation where a suspect is linked by his crime scene fingerprints to his previous arrest for something else. Well, no suspect's going to magically walk into your office and hand them over. Every suspect still has to be traced, and you do that through, following up known people, known associates, blast addresses. There are various ways, if you just put the effort into it, to trace someone. So I think it's very easy to say, well, we've got his fingerprints, but we can't find them. But what have you done to actually try and find them? Now, that might come back to the issue of resources, etc. But suspects don't walk into your office. It's a massive step forward if you've identified who you're looking for. You can go in terms of publicity, but like I said, that's what detectives' jobs are supposed to do, to find arrested, wanted people. And I think it's all too easily fobbed off on victims of crime to say, unless he gets arrested for something else, we can't find him. I mean, we've traced suspects to Brazil twice.
Police Minister Heidi says police are failing, but also alluded to a failing economy, not contributing to putting a dent in the shocking crime stats. Heidi Giokos in Johannesburg.